Hello everybody, Fridays18 here, and I have so much fun stuff to go over with you guys today. A lot of big updates. Let's get started. So first off, curse mark. Well, before we go into that, I'm going to go over some pretty big things that are kind of hard to move on without. So first off, everything got a retexture. Um, all these assets are now, rather than hand creating them, some are still obviously hand created, like the note and the DNA and stuff like that, but for most stuff, I redid it, so I just photoshopped it in and then used certain aspects. So, for example, now it's just like it's the item rather than the other thing it was before. So yeah, that's in the game now. Yeah. Also, I know there is some other mods where it's an issue when they implement this system, where it like looks small in your hand. It looks strange. That's not in this mod. This mod, I went through a very, very long process of photoshopping to make sure that didn't happen. So every asset you see doesn't have that weird glitch. They're all just normal items. Okay, next. Oh yeah, also, the stat screen got a whole new rework. So you're gonna see some new stuff on here, and I'm gonna go over it actually right now. I want to go over all the stats and stuff. So first off, Chakra, I think I'll go over that later because that's a pretty big subject, but Senjutsu is now in the game. It replaces your money because having the money on your front screen was kind of weird. I don't know why I did that. But you can see your money right here, rank, bounty, clan, and then all this stuff down here. But so yeah, Senjutsu is now used for everything. It charges with Chakra the same way they will have like the extra bonus the more amount that you have. So if you have more Senjutsu, then you'll be able to charge faster. Same with Chakra and all that. I don't know if I had that last update or in this new video, so I just want to let you guys know. So yeah, Senjutsu and Chakra is on the game. You just gotta charge it up. Yeah, so that's us for that. I don't think there was too much else there that I gotta talk about. So next we got, obviously this one. So now your medical stat matches your health bar. So increasing your medical increases your health bar. It's just pretty basic. I know it's not that crazy, but again, I still just hadn't added it for a minute, so it's in the game now. It goes up to level 120 because at that point you have 140 health, which is like 70 hearts. I feel like that was enough hearts. So yeah, that's how that all works. What else do we got? Shades modes are now in the game. They're not fully fleshed out by any means, but they are in the game. So once you hit level like 1,200 in your Senjutsu, you get a Sage scroll, and you can use this to learn one of the three, and you only get one in your lifetime unless you're in creative or whatever. So we're just gonna say Toad and just go in order. So Toad Oil is our first. Or actually, yeah, one sec. Let's go over all this. Oh, also something I didn't mention. If you see repeated textures, for example, water in this or earth in this, like there's two woods, it's because they're like the same thing, but there's not an official icon for it. So this is Bubble. I made Bubble myself. I made Zetsu Clan myself. These are two things that are not like, they're officially in the Naruto universe, obviously, but they're not really like, they're not clans or elements or KKGs. They're just like things in the world. So I just put them with their most associated one. Everything else has a unique texture. But yeah, so we got Total for our first off. Well, first you got Activate Sage Mode. Drains a lot of Senjutsu. And if you wait, let me check my Taijutsu real quick, because if my Taijutsu is not too bad. No, my Taijutsu is too bad, but you can still kind of see it. So if I'm using Sage Mode when I punch, it has that effect, like a little flash. And if you punch with Snake Sage on, it does poison. And well, I'll go over Slug in a bit because it's completely different. But anyways, Toad Oil, you just shoot a little fireball. Toad Song is a AoE which plays some sound effect particles and then puts everything in a Genjutsu. Yeah, it's pretty decent because it does have a long startup timer. And then Toad's Mouth Bind is a larger AoE stun, but this one doesn't put them in a Genjutsu, it just makes it so they can't move and they're in these little balls. Think of it like a much stronger water prison. So yeah, that's Toad. Once again, the sages aren't done, and I plan to do a lot more with them, including the process of getting the sage stuff, but for right now, this is what it is. So the first one's Snake Bite. This one's just a little AoE, and it does just a decent amount of AoE. I think it does like 6 hearts of damage, and it's just a small AoE. Next is Snake Attack, which is actually a really cool one. You leave behind a clone unless you hit something, and the clone, yeah. So if you hit something, the clone will disappear, and if you don't, it'll stay there. Because I'm not in a survival mode, you didn't see this, but if I missed and I hit a block or something, it would have turned into a normal clone that would have defended me. It's just because I'm in survival, it just stays, or creative, it stays that way. But anyways, you can see if I use it like this, it does some poison damage and also a decent amount of damage itself, at least the clone. And this is for Snake Attack. My thought process. Oh, also, I don't know if I showed this in the last thing. All the stuff has a new system for the items, so it has like a little description underneath and all that. But anyways, the point is, it's kind of like when Orochimaru like jumps out of his mouth at people. Kind of uses that concept. You leave like, you know, an after image behind and all that. So skin shedding. This isn't actually a move that's so cool to look at, but it takes a lot of chakra or senjutsu. I forgot to mention that every sage mode move takes senjutsu, which is going to come into play when I add 10 tails officially. That's going to become useful. Anyways, it may not seem like skin shedding did anything other than play some particle effects, and it's because you don't really see it, but if you look at my chakra, you can kind of see it very fast. It basically, you shed your skin and you gain full health up to your max HP, so rather than just 20 hearts, you gain your medical stat and health up to the limit of 120 obviously, but it still like fills up your bar entirely, fills up your chakra bar, and yeah, overall just a really good move, but it has a long senju timer obviously. And then for the last thing, I don't actually know if I'll be able to show it because of the way I made it. I don't know if that makes sense. I'll just show you guys if I can. It's in the game and it works. It's not that. It's just it has a timer on it because it's really overpowered. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, it's draining my senjutsu about like 10 times as fast as the other one. The reason being is while you're in this form, you are unkillable. You have infinite health. Also, you gain more buffs than the other mode, so pretty good. But yeah, so it's a completely different mode from the other two. There's no particles for like punching or anything, but it does constantly restore you to full health. So if I was to go into survival and spawn one of these guys, and you can see I'm not dying while this mode's active. Now, the trade-off is once you use this mode, I believe it either takes 30 minutes or an hour to be able to regen it back. So as you can see, I'm not allowed to turn it off, and I'm also not allowed to turn it on once it goes off. So I did give myself an ungodly amount of senju, so I'll just set this to like 10 for right now. And as you can see, you can't turn it back on for another like 30 minutes to an hour. The reason being, by the way, for that timer, which isn't on any of the other stage modes, is because since it fully restores your health, I realized very quickly it'd be very easy to exploit just turning it on and off again whenever you want full health. And considering how overpowered that mode is, I figured it's probably best to, you know, make it have a timer. Yeah. I thought I lost this book for a second. Out in bed. Actually, we're gonna put this book in the chest just to make sure I don't lose it. Okay. So what else we got? The command system, you guys kind of saw it. This is mainly for like server owners and stuff, since that's coming a thing very soon. A lot of servers are going to be popping up. I've got word about a few. So basically you just use set stat, the username, or at everyone, at all entities, whatever. The amount, so let's just say we want like 10,000 chakra, and then the type chakra. You can see we have 1,000 chakra. Wait, 10,000, sorry. But yeah, so this works for pretty much everything that can involve a number. So for example, your tail beast timer, your tail beast itself, your Susanoo level, which is I'll get on later, Sharingan level, all that stuff. I mean, it's mainly just for like, you know, people who want to test out the mod, but also, you know, for server owners and stuff like that and admins. So that's in the game. Amaterasu, that got a cool thing. So if we get MSN, we're just to say 2. Amaterasu right here, let's turn on our Sharingan, and where is someone? Okay, here we go. So they leave these effects now behind them, only for a little bit. It's not long, but while they're like and that trail disappears, by the way. But while they're leaving that trail, it it burns anyone who touches it. And I think it disappears after like 5 seconds, like 7 seconds or something like that. So it's not crazy, but if you use it in like a crowd or whatever, now it's better because you're able to not just catch one person in fire, but like everyone around them as they walk around. So, you know, a little Amaterasu buff. Okay. What do we got next? We got New Tailed Beast. Okay, so there's not a New Tailed Beast, there's a New Tailed Beast system, and it is a lot of New Tailed, it's a lot. So basically, currently I'm in the process of actually making and modeling all the different Tailed Beasts, and that'll come into play before the next release, I imagine. But for right now, okay, when you use any sealing or summoning techniques now, you get this little thing which will kill itself after a little while, but it's just like a little ground seal thing, I don't know. Anyways, the way the Jinchuriki system works now is if you kill it, you don't get anything. Now, obviously, you can still become a Jinchuriki. It's not like I just killed the whole Jinchuriki system. But the way it works now is once they're at low enough health, what it does, which they have to go below 50 health. But what it does is there's a bunch of different sealing jutsus in the game and things like it, and I'll go over all of them in a second. But the main thing to know is you have to use any of them. This is the easiest one to get, the 8 trigram sealing jutsu, and I'll explain it all in a second, but basically, pop this down, and now you got a Tailed Beast scroll. So, as you can see, the sealing was successful, and we got our Jinchuriki in our scroll. So now, I'm going to go over all the different sealing techniques. There's a couple. First off is this one. The way this one works is it's like a just AoE one, and then also it's based on your Kenjutsu level, and Kenjutsu is used for sealing and curse techniques, so it's perfect for this kind of thing. Based on your Kenjutsu level, it's out of 1,000, so if you have over 1,000 Kenjutsu, you're indefinitely going to catch whatever beast you want. But also, if it's below it, basically the system picks a random number, and if that random number is above your level of Kenjutsu between 1 and 1,000, you don't get the beast. The system fails. So more Kenjutsu you have, the better. Now there's also the Reaper Death Seal, and it works kind of like the other one, only the limit is 500, not 1,000, so it's a lot easier to catch them. Chakra Rods. Chakra Rods actually have an indefinite chance of getting them if they have below 50 health. So if you use a Chakra Rod on a Jinchuriki when they're below 50 health, you have a 100% chance to get it. I know Sharingan has one. Basically, Sharingan, the Shackling Sticks Genjutsu works on Jinchurikis to be able to seal them, and the way that works is based on the strength of your Sharingan, it'll increase the odds. So 1 time was 10%, 2 time was 20%, 3 time was 30%, and 4 time or Mangekyo is 40%. So the better your Sharingan, the better your chances of using Shackling Sticks on Jinchuriki is working. And I don't think there's any other ways to get them. I do know I'm going to rework Wood soon, and I think I'm going to give it a sealing move, and then I'll probably be able to do it. But that's the Jinchuriki system for that aspect. There's a completely other aspect too. So, yeah, we don't have Senjutsu, which, by the way, Senjutsu is also now used to drain 8 gates, Curse Mark. I think I went over Curse Mark. I gotta go over Curse Mark. Sage mode. It's to do everything, honestly, when it comes to that kind of stuff. It's just a generic mode drainer. Anyways, I think, yeah, this Tailed Beast is below a certain amount, so we're just going to go into game mode. Oh, actually, I can't really show it because there's a lot of different stuff I have on this character that'll make it weird. But the point is, basically, the normal system is you like die and then you come back to life, and you go into your Jinchuriki mode and you increase your Jinchuriki thing, and you can do that once every like hour and 30 minutes or something. It just saves you from death. But now it also adds an effect which basically makes you rampage out of control. You stare at whatever's closest to you and you punch them and you run at them and stuff, and your screen is dark and you can't see anything and you're just attacking everyone around you. That's just to simulate, Jinchuriki's going out of control when they get lent the power and all that. So that's not in the game. Oh yeah, Curse Mark. Okay, gotta do that. So basically the Orochimaru boss has been in the game for a minute. Now there's a 10% chance that he drops the Curse Mark DNA. You implant this into yourself, and then press K, and you go into this, and it drains Senjutsu. it doesn't do that crazy stuff. It's jump boost 2, speed 3, strength 3, like not that insane. The reason being, it's not that hard to get. It's a 10% drop chance from Orochimaru, who's a pretty easy boss. I mean, I don't know, I feel like it's fair to say, like, doesn't really deserve the coolest mode. I am going to make a version 2 soon, and that's going to have a much cooler system, but for right now, that's all it is. What else we got? Tensagon needs Ashura's DNA. So Mangekyo, if you guys didn't know, or not Mangekyo, sorry, Rinnegan. For Rinnegan, you need to have Mangekyo and Ashura's DNA, which you get from Orochimaru scrolls. There's a 1% chance. There's a 1% chance, and if you do get it and you have the Rinnegan, there's like a 0.3% chance that you can awaken. And you have the Mangekyo, there's a 0.3 chance you can awaken the Rinnegan. For Tensagon, you need to have Ashura's DNA now, and the Byakugan, obviously, but there's a 0.3 or 4 chance, I want to say, like Mangekyo rather than Rinnegan. So, yeah. I know that was a lot of random words put together, but basically you need Ashura's DNA now, like you do for the Rinnegan. Susanoos are now in the game, and they are awesome. I think you guys are actually going to really enjoy this. So if we activate our Sharingan, we got to go in order. So if we're going to... Well, we don't have to go in order. I want to go in order just to show you guys. But I'll show you the order you get them in. There's a basically the way it works, if you kill someone with having your Mangekyo active, you have a very small chance to increase your Susanoo level. So anyways, activate our Rinnegan, or Sharingan, damn, I'm not on it today. Anyways, you get the Susanoo. This is the Susanoo ribcage, of course. It's all clear and all that, so deactivate it. It takes a lot of chakra, by the way, while you're using it. And of course, each Susanoo level you get more defense and more buff. So this is the skeletal. And there's 5 stages. So this next one is the, I want to say, like, I forgot what it's called. Like, it's not perfect. There is perfect in the game, but this one's not called perfect. It's called, not armored. I want to say, like, I don't know. I can't remember the name of it right now. But this is in the game now. Go over to number 4. Activate that. You got the armored Susanoo. Like I said, these are all, what's it called? They're all clear and stuff. So it's easy to see through when you're actually like using them. Like, it's not that hard to see them, which nice little benefit. And now for the one that's very, very fun. We got the perfect Susanoo. This thing is massive. I mean, yeah, when you're coming down, you can see it. It's just absolutely beautiful. You can walk in it, obviously, and you can, you're basically just in the chest. I will show off the entire model in a second, but just, oh my god, this is such a fun one to use. And of course, all the different Susanoo's are gonna have their own, abilities and all that. And so this is gonna be even cooler. But my god, just look how massive you're. And this is, you're only in their chest. It's got a whole other like body. So before I touch the ground, because that'll cue the trigger, we are going to look at this thing real quick. It is huge. I mean, look at it compared to like blocks and stairs and stuff. Its foot is like 2 blocks tall, and it just goes up and up and up. And of course, it has its sword and wings, the like trademark of this guy. It is just an absolute beast, and trust me, the abilities that'll go along with it are crazy, especially considering it doesn't give you invincibility from an effect standpoint, but I find it very hard to believe people are going to make it easy to hit you all the way up here with the Susanoo protecting you. Because that's another thing, these Susanoos don't take damage, so if you're inside of it, I don't know if you take damage. I'm assuming you don't. I will find that out, because that may be a little broken. I know for like obviously like lower level ones, it's not like that, because there's still like openings and stuff, which is cool, and you can't take damage in this, obviously. But when it comes to big ones like that, I mean, you're just so high up. I find it very, I don't know. I think it's very believable to imagine I'm gonna have to make some sort of way to balance that out very soon. But that's the perfect Susanoo and all the other ones. Yeah, so that's on the game. And what else we got? Toby boss. Toby's a cool boss. He drops Orochimaru scrolls, which may seem like a lot for a boss, but he's pretty strong. I mean, I'm not gonna understate this guy. He is something else because he shoots fireballs. Takes him a second, but just wait. I think, yeah, there we go. Okay. Does a lot of damage, so you really only have small opportunities to like be able to hit him before you gotta like back up again, because he is just absolute tank. He's a beast, which is why he drops the Orochimaru scrolls, because that's not going to be easy to defeat. The other ones are pretty easy because, I mean, you know, you just like put him in a hole or whatever. This guy, no, he is not easy in the slightest. Very, very difficult, man. Drop my book. Is it? Oh, okay, that's the Orochimaru scroll. But the book, and this is why I have copies. Just gotta try to keep inventory. I don't know why I haven't done that in this world. I've done so much stuff. Oh, that's the last update. Anyways, we got ceiling models. You guys have already seen that. Now chakra threading, I will gladly show off. Basically, when you spawn into the world, you get a couple things. You get your clan jutsu, you get your storyline, your quest line, and then you also get your chakra thread and taijutsu learner. Now, the reason you get both taijutsu and chakra threads are because they are unusable initially, because you have to, you know, master them up and stuff. You know, you need like for taijutsu, like I have infinite taijutsu right now, so I'm gonna be able to learn all the moves. But the point is, you get both of them because you can't really use them at first. Chakra threads requires you to increase your chakra threading skill, and taijutsu obviously requires you to, you know, taijutsu. Now I will go over what chakra threading does. It has multiple uses, but the main thing is it's just for this and puppet. So this item right here, this like stuns them if you have enough, like, you know, chakra threading. So it's just like a kind of like a weapon, I guess. This next one, you click on them and they get put in a like genjutsu because you shoot your chakra thread at them, and you know they're in a genjutsu. And the last move, basically you steal 1/3 of that person's chakra, but if you miss, it obviously costs 200 chakra, so you have the opportunity to lose a lot. And the last, this is really like PvP oriented, not like PvE oriented, because genjutsu and stunning isn't really that crazy. It's the last move that really makes it, because, you know, obviously stealing 1/3 of their chakra is pretty wild. Now, these guys don't have any chakra, of course, none of the NPCs do. So you're really just going to be using this on players, but pretty good. And then also, we got Puppet. Puppet's been completely reworked and is honestly really sick. So there's 4 moves now. There's not 4 moves, sorry, there's like 7 moves in total, but basically there's 3 puppets that you can use, and the last thing for the puppets that you learn is Hiruku. This is what Susanoo used, and basically you get put in a puppet suit and you get a second life. So if you die, you get a second life, and you have a 40% chance, I believe, to dodge attacks, maybe 20%. The point is, really good chance to dodge attacks because of the tail on Hiroko. So yeah, I imagine that's going to be the main reason to want to get Puppet, is because you get that second life and also that. Now, I will say, when your second life does go off, you won't be able to dodge attacks or use the second life thing, for obvious reasons, for like 30 minutes, and then it'll regenerate itself. So yeah, it takes a minute before you're able to get it back, but point is, that's kind of how it works. Now, we got some things here. Go over. Karasu. This is the first one. Low chakra cost, low chakra threading cost. Each of these puppets has their own 2 abilities. The first one is shift click, or right click, and the other one is shift right click. So first one, Karasu, all you do, you shoot Senbon out the Karasu. Not that crazy, but the chakra cost isn't that crazy. And cooldown's not that wild either. Honestly, Karuari is my favorite, but we'll go over that in a second. So Karasu, second, you like just send the puppet at them, dash at them with a knife, and deal some damage. Next, for Karuari, you hit them with it, and it can bounce off, so you have to do it from a distance. And basically, they're stunned for a minute. Not a full minute, but they're stunned for a while, basically. And then when you shift click, anyone who's hit with this takes a lot of damage. If you don't know what this move is, Karuari, and I still have it for like 10 more seconds after that, so it takes a minute before it goes off. But Karuari is a puppet that basically puts people in their ribcage and then stabs them. Very good. So of course it does take some setup, and the second move is no good without the first. And also, once again, you have to wait I mean, even if you don't hit it with yourself, so if you just like, this isn't like Shadow Possession, you can just hit it with them and then they're under the effect and you're not. But you still have that whole cooldown timer, so if they have like a teammate, if it's PvP, you still don't exactly, you know, do that. By the way, if you ever see me activating and deactivating my dojutsu, it's because I got a new keyboard and so I just accidentally hit R sometimes. But anyways, yeah, so it does take some setup and that's why it's like that. Next is the Chikamatsu collection. First move, you shoot an explosive, but like it's very close range. Like it doesn't go far. That was me looking up, but it does double hit like that. And the second move is just you shoot out 4 of the things that put your enemy in a genjutsu basically by sealing them. Nothing too crazy. What else do we got? We got retextures on the stat screen. You guys already heard about that? Retextured everything. Stat screen is different too. Yeah, also this all applies to effects. So if you like have the Drunken Fist effect, it's gonna look like the Saki rather than old Sake. It's just everything got retextured. Also, I know I've mentioned this in previous videos. If you see everything and it's kind of in a weird order, know it's because I'm on an outdated world. If I was to go into a new world, you would see everything in correct order. For example, normally you see taijutsu like up here, and then all the dojutsu past like the elementals and all that. And over here it's just such a mess because I'm on the oldest world possible. But in the like future worlds you'll be able to see differently. But I mean that's everything. Guys, been pretty busy, and I can't wait to show you guys more. Tail Beats are coming soon. Tensagon rework's coming soon. Joshin's getting a rework soon because Joshin's kind of useless right now. There's just a lot coming, and I hope you guys are ready for it. I think it's gonna be a fun time. And yeah, if you're new here, join the Discord. You get exclusive sneak peeks on everything. It's pretty common practice to hide that behind a Patreon wall or a payment or something. I just put it for free on the Discord, and there's like usually 5 or more updates per day. So yeah, be on the lookout. I'll see you guys later. Peace.